What's the deal with homeowners associations? Should I avoid buying a property in an HOA community? A lot of people have these concerns, especially when they move to Florida from out of state. In a lot of places, it's not common to have a homeowners association. You just have a house in a neighborhood and that's it. But here in Florida, where a lot of the communities were planned and built by developers over time, there are homeowners associations in a lot of our communities. So let's break it down. What are homeowners associations? What do they do? What are the pros? What are the cons? And how can you participate if you do live in a community that has one? So what is an HOA and what does it do? Frankly speaking, it's just a governing body made up of the property owners within the community. They vote for a board of directors, and the board really takes care of the day-to-day business. So what is that business? Well, what they do is make and enforce the rules for the community. They make a budget and make sure the bills are getting paid, and they do some maintenance for some of the common shared areas within the community. And then what are the pros and cons, right? So some of the pros of having an HOA in your community is that there will be a more consistent standard of upkeep. Each home will have to follow the rules so that they don't get run down and they don't have 10-foot tall grass or broken down cars in the front yard. It maintains a standard within the community that helps keep things look nice, and that's always good for your property value, okay? The other thing is they might organize events. Maybe they have a New Year's Eve party or a 4th of July party or a Halloween block party for trick-or-treaters. So they can also organize some fun stuff that make it, fun to engage with your neighbors and do little community events. So what are the cons of having an HOA in the community? There's going to be a fee, an additional monthly or quarterly fee. There's going to be some limitations on what you can do to your property and what you can do within the community as a whole. But let's talk through those. Fees can be as low as $20 a month. They can be as high as $1,000 a month. But it just matters what's included in those, right? So sometimes you get your cable and internet and water service and garbage service all included in that fee. So if it's a little bit higher, maybe it's not that bad if those things are included. The general rule of thumb is the higher the fee, the higher the monitoring of the community, right? So if it's a $20 a month fee, it's probably a very laid back board of directors. They're not going to be all up in your business. But the higher the fee goes, the more concerns, the more things that they're going to be monitoring and checking on and restricting, frankly. The other part is limitations on what you can do with the property, right? So if you're going to change the paint color, if you want to build an addition to your home, those things will have to be approved by the board of directors, mostly just to make sure that it's not some crazy hot pink with purple polka dots color that you're going to paint, and to make sure that, it fits in with the aesthetic of the community. Other things will be like commercial vehicles or work trucks. You can't have those in some communities. If you have a van for your business and there's lettering and advertising on the side, they might not allow that, or they might require you to keep it in the garage at night. So certain things like that you want to think about. If you do own a property in an HOA community, the best way that you can have input on what it does and how it functions is just to participate. Attend the meetings. A lot of them are done by Zoom now. You don't even have to go in person. Hear the discussions, hear what's going on, make some suggestions if you don't like what's being done here, or, hey, listen, you can always run for the board of directors too, and then you have more say in what goes on in the community, what rules are there. You can change the rules. So being a part of at least attending the meetings and voting really makes a big difference. And if you decide to run and be on the board, then that can change the attitude of the community as a whole too. When there's a good board of directors, things run smoothly, things get taken care of, and things look good. And if there's a bad board of directors, there can be problems, like either the community can just look run down or bills don't get paid. It's something to think about. If you get into an HOA community, you definitely want to participate so that you can keep an eye on what things are going on and how the board functions.